Oh yes, listener, good day, listeners. We want to do something interesting today. It's going to be an awesome one. I want so 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 in this course we are going to do a simple analytical course. It's going to be very simple. Yeah. It's going to be an introduction to it anyway. So we're going to start with hard coding a data. We're going to hard code a data. Instead of getting an Excel data set, what we do, we look for write a code here that will generate data for us at random. Okay? So this data, we will use it for our analysis. Yeah. This is just an introductory part, okay? After this video, we're going to do another video, which will be the part 2 of this, the continuation of where we stop, okay? Now, first, I want to urge you to subscribe to my channel. Feel free to comment on the comment section. Don't forget to like the video, share the video, and also suggest for us so that we can know whatsoever area you are facing difficulty, so that we can make video on that. Thank you for your time. Now let's proceed straight to what we have for today. Now, in the course of today teaching, we are going to import some libraries from a library from Python. Okay. Now, first, what do we mean by data science? Each time we talk about data science, what do we really mean by data science? Data science is the study of data to extract meaningful insight for businesses. It is a multidisciplinary approach that combines principles and practices from the field of mathematics, statistics, artificial intelligence, and computer engineering to analyze large amounts of data. This analysis helps data scientists to ask and answer questions like what happened, why it happened, okay? What happened, why it happened, what will happen, and what can be done with the result. So if you look at all these questions now, it's talking about what? Descriptive, predictive, okay? Are you getting it? And also whereby we can what? Bring a solution. Okay? So we are going to look at all this area. First, let's explain the libraries that we have here. Okay? We have pandas. So we are importing pandas. Pandas in Python is a library used for working with data sets. Okay? It has function for analyzing, cleaning, exploring, and manipulating data. Okay? That name Panda has reference to both panel data, Python data analysis, okay? And it was created by Wes McKinney, okay? McKinney, sorry for the pronunciation, in the year 2008, okay? So we are going to use Panda for what? To do our data cleaning, exploring, manipulating our data, okay? Okay. Now, secondly, we have another one that we have imported here, which is what? NumPy. What NumPy does, NumPy in Python library used for working with what? Arrays of data. Okay. It has function for working in domain of linear algebra, Fourier transformation, and matrices. Okay. NumPy was created in the year 2005 by Travis Oliphant. Okay. Now we have another one called random. We are importing random. Why do we need random? Okay. We are going to be generating data, like I said earlier on, at random. Instead of using an Excel data, we're going to generate data here. Okay. So random module is a built-in module in Python. It is used to generate random number in Python. Okay. So we are going to use that. Then we have another one called RE, which is regular expression. Okay, what regular expression does is to, most cases we use it to what? Handle issue or challenges related to punctuation, sign, pattern, and all those things. Okay. So we are going to use regular expression. Okay, on that case. Now, secondly, we also imported collections. It says from collection, import counter. This counter is also a built-in Python module that implements specialized container data type, providing alternative to Python general purpose built-in container, such as dictionary data, list data, set data, and tuple. Okay, all these are type of data sets. So these are the few libraries we have imported. Now, if we run this code and there is no error, that means we have successfully imported this module library, and we are going to use it. Good. Now, we have imported these libraries. Now, next thing we want to do, like I said, we are going to hard code our own data here. First, I want to define a variable here, call it a country. Because what our data is looking at is this. Let me not forget. We are looking at a scenario whereby there are a lot of professionals in diverse area of field or profession or skills. So these professionals have interest in various areas of organization. Talk about Amazon, Globacon, MTN, Microsoft. All these are various sectors. Okay, all these skill set or professional who have different expertise in different areas have interest in applying for different position in this organization. So we are going to define a variable that will handle the country where they came from, the job positions are available, the company that is employing or doing advert, and also this applicant, their names. These are the 4 columns of data we are going to generate. Now, that is why I define the first variable name. I say country. We are going to pass it to, first, I want to list the country name here, Nigeria. Secondly, we have a New York. Okay, New York. Yeah, we have New York. Then we have another one called Manchester. Okay, we have another one called London. We have another one called California. We have another one called Munich. Please, if there's any country that I didn't mention here or I didn't spell it correctly, don't mind me. For the course of this teaching, we are going to list any name here and we regard it as what? As a country. So I want you to follow along. Then we have another one called Bombay, and we have another one called Tokyo. Okay? Then we have another one called Gambia. Okay? We have another one called Togo. Okay? How many countries do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 10 is enough. Then we define the job position. Okay? Let's say job available. Let's leave it that way. Okay? Now, what are the job available? We have a software developer, software dev. I'll use just short keyword, software developer. Then we'll have another one called research engineer. Okay, engineer spell like this. Okay, research engineer, developer like this. Let's spell it correctly. Now, after research engineer, we have another one called test engineer. Okay, test engineer. Okay, we have another one called web developer. Okay, then we have another one called data scientist. Okay, data scientist. Okay, also have another one called Python programmer. Okay, for instance, let's say it's part of it. Then we have another one called PHP programmer. I will have another one called front end. Yes, let me say front end. Let me call it front end developer. Okay, like this. Okay, then we'll have another one called which other profession can we list here? We have back end developer. Okay, how many professions have we listed so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now they must be equal in list. Then the last one, we have an Android developer. Okay, these are the list of skills all these applicants has. Now, then, what are the list of what companies? Let's say, define a variable, call it a company list. These are the list of company that's showing adverts. We have Amazon. Okay, we have MTN. We have Globalcom. We have another one called Apple. We have IBM. Okay, sorry, I'm not supposed to use dots here. It's supposed to be comma. We have another one called Microsoft. Okay, we have another one called, let's say, MasterCard. Okay. Let's say we have another one called Gigotech. It's a name of company. Okay, and we have another one called Ojosador. It's a name of company too. Now, how many numbers do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then last one, we'll define another, call it, let's say, Google. Yeah, Google. Okay. Now, lastly, we want to define the list of applicants. Or call them applicants. Okay. Apply user. Let's call it apply users. Now, these are the list of people who possesses all this qualification. Now, what are the name of those applicants? We have Bob. Okay. We have Joshua. Okay. We have Alice. Okay. We have Philip. Okay. We have Jerry. Okay. We have Martins. Okay. We have let's see, we have who again? We have Georgia. Okay. We have Brown. Let's say we have Robert. Robert. Now, how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, the last one we want to define is, let's say, Messi. It's among the professional people who have this skill set. Now, if we run this code and there is no error, that means we are good to go. Okay, good. No error. Now, the next step I want us to do is this. I want us to, all these data sets that we have defined here, all these data that we have defined, we need to push it into a list and append it with what? Pandas. Into, we'll store it into a variable. Okay, we are going to define a variable. But I want to get to that stage. Now, what we want to do first, I want to define an empty list, call it a data equals to what? An empty list. Now, this empty list, we are going to push all this data into it later. Now, because we are generating data at random, so I'm going to use a for loop. Now, say for I, and if you don't know what for loop is, I urge you to watch my previous video, please. For I in the range of, let's say we want to take 150, okay? That is, at every range of displaying this data, let it loop from 1 down to what? 150, okay, per display. So we are ranging from 1 to what? 50. That is the whole loop data that is going to generate at random, okay? So now we are going to define a variable, call it company company will say equals to, we'll pass it to what? Random, because we want to generate this data at random dot choice. So what choice does is this. It will pick any of this data based on the choice of what? Random what? Number that is generating. Now when I say company, what is the name of the company we define that time? This is the company list. We'll pass it to what? Company. Okay? Then after that, we'll define another one, call it a job equals to random dot choice. Okay? This random dot choice will take the list of job. These are the job available. We'll pass it to what? Job available. Okay? Then after that, we have another one called country or countries. Okay? Let me just use the word countries. Okay? Equals to random dot choice. And now this country we have already here. We are going to pass it to this random number. It should be generating this country at random. Now after that, we need the users, which is the applicant. When I say random dot choice, we pass it to what? Applicant, which is apply users, like we define. Now we'll put it here. Now next, I want us to do each and every of these applicants, their proficiency, their skill set, their capability differs, whether you like it or not. Okay, that is one thing when it comes to tech. We can only be better than each other. There's no Lord in it. So let's say Bob, the way they rate Bob when it comes to remote job, it gets a lot of appointment than Alice or than Philip or than Joshua. Or the way they rate Joshua is more than that of Philip. So we are going to define their salary rate and also define their job nature, the job nature. We have remote base, we can say we have full-time, we have internship, okay, we have on-site. Okay, now let's define their salary. Let's define a variable called salary. We can as well define it here from this previous step, but we want to just do it here. We can say salary equals to, we want it to display the salary in an integer, in a whole number. We now say round, also round the number. Then we are going to use NP, which is numpy that we define, which we have imported before now. Random dot round. We should generate this salary at random. Okay, so remember we are using a random number. So the data that we'll be seeing is going to vary per display or per time, anytime it varies. Okay, at every stage whereby this code will be run. Okay, now I will not put something here. I'll put something like 10. Okay, and that 10 we are squaring it by 6. Okay, so this is how we are setting our what? Our random number. Sorry, it's supposed to be 6. So we are setting our random number in this nature. Now let's talk about job nature. Job nature. What are the various job nature available? When I say job nature equals to random, okay, because we say random dot choices. Okay, this is different from what? Choice. We have choice and choices when it comes to random number. So read more about random number, or you watch my previous video, or make video on detail when it comes to random number. So we are using choices because we are going to pass different choice of nature of job. We have full time. Okay, so pick any of these choices. That is what it means. We have an internship. Okay, we have another one called remote base or remote job. Okay, we also have what? On-site. That means the person must come to site. Okay, that's on-site. Anyway, just leave it that way. Don't mind the spelling. Now we'll come here. There's when we are making use of what? Choices is different from when we are making use of choice. And because we are using choices, we are going to set the cumulative weight. Okay, we are going to set the cumulative weight. The cumulative weight will now, what it does is this. It's more or less like we have 4 values here: full-time, internship, remote. So the cumulative weight now, we can as well say, okay, because it's 4, we can say 1, 2, 3, 4, because that is the list of total number of what we have there. Then we'll say, okay, start this display from 0, which is base. Okay, base 0. That means This is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. Okay? Okay? Now, we have defined this one as our nature of our job. Okay? Job nature. Now, next is what? Rating. How do they rate all these professionals? Now, let's look at their rating. Their rating determined how often they call or give you a remote job, or how often you get being employed. That's in numpy.random, okay, .rand, okay, you should generate this number at random. Now we are passing this random number, let it give us something like 250, okay, 250 by 2 decimal, okay, so this is what we are going to get in that regard. Now we'll be able to do that. Next thing I want us to do is this, okay. Now let's come here and do something interesting. If we successfully define all our data in this nature, now I'm going to come here and say, remember we define an empty list which I call data here, okay. I'm going to come here and say data, okay, dot append, okay, okay. In PHP programming we call it concatenate, okay. In some other language, in Python, say append. Okay, every other programming language has different name they call it. But here we are using what? Append. Append function. We are going to append all these data we have defined. We append that of a company. We append that of a job. Okay, comma job. We append the countries. Okay, say comma country. We append the users, which is the applicant. Say comma users. We also have to append their salary. We are pushing it into that empty list that we defined initially. Then we also need to append the nature of job. Okay. Okay. Then we also need to append, yes, we also need to append that of a rating. Okay. If that is done successfully, we are now going to come here. We are going to leave, sorry, I'm running the code when I'm not finished. Then we are going to leave this loop. You see, all these codes are inside the loop. But now we are going to define a new variable, a container that will handle all this data that we have defined so far. Okay? Now we are going to say full data is equals to pd.data frame. Okay? We are using pandas here now. And data frame will take this data that we have appended here, comma, columns. Okay, and the columns we are going to set now is what we're going to, that is what will be our column header. Now, first one is what? Company name. Okay, the second one is what? Employees job title, job titles. Okay, the third one will be employee location, location, which is the country. Okay, then again we have employee location. We now have workers, which is applicants. Okay, then we have another one called salary range. I will use this word salary what? Range. Okay? Salary range. Then we have another one called after salary range we have job nature. Yes, we have job nature. Job nature. Okay? Then lastly we have what? Rating. Okay, which is I'll call it users rating. Now this is all we got. We have successfully what? Push our data into a new variable called full data. If we run this code and there is no error, that means we are good to go. Good. We are seeing an error here. Look at it here. Okay. What this error is telling us here, see the error here. Why is it showing this error? Is because at the point of our random number here, okay, there is another what we use what we are supposed to open is 2, because this one is what is closing this one, and this one is what is closing the other one. Now when we run this code, there is no error. Okay, we have been able to fix that bug. Now how can we see our data? To see our data, we can say full data dot head. Okay, I will say dot head. Now how many number of lists of data do I want to show? Let me say I want to show 12. If I run this code, look at it. This is our data. Company name, like we define here. Employee job title, like we define here. Employee location, like we define here. All the columns are now showing, and these are their rating. Some are internship, some are on-site, some are internship, some are full-time, some are remote, and some are on-site. These are the list of data so far. Now that we've been able to generate and hard code our data, now let's go in detail in our what? In our coding. Fine. What I want us to do here, you see this number that we're having here, okay? Because we define it to say it should give us what? Decimal of what? 2. If I come here as a decimal of 0 and run this code, you see that everything will now turn to what? 0. Okay? But this 0, we can as well get rid of it. If I come here and say, give me from the top layer, let me insert a new cell, okay? I will come here and say, there is another attribute in pandas. Panda is very, very sweet. I'll say pd.set option. This set option, you will now define the kind of precision that you're going to use. Okay? pd.set option.precision. Let's say set the precision to 0. Now when I run this code, you see that all those decimal has what? Has gone. Okay? This is another way we can what? Make do with that. Okay? Now we have successfully what? Display our data. These are our what? Datas. Okay? Now that we have this data list here, we are going to do something. Okay? I want us to do something. What we want to do here is this. We want to apply what they call filtering method. Okay? There are various ways we can do filtering techniques or to locate data. There are various ways. Okay? But there's one powerful technique that I love so much that more or less like it's trending in the world of analytics today. Okay? So I'm going to talk about something like query. Okay? Python has a built-in function called query. What does this query? What it does is this. Now we are going to come here and say staff rating. Let's look at people who are rating or applicant who are rating between a certain range. Okay, let's filter them. Staff rating is equals to full data dot query. See, query is a function. You see? Now, what are we featuring? We are featuring this what? User rating, this particular one. We are featuring this user rating. Now, if we are featuring this user rating, in query techniques, if you want to use query in Python, use double quotation here, and that double quotation, you leave outside the double quotation, give a space. We are not saying that find employee or user rating that is less than or equals to 57. Okay, put it in double quotation, in second quotation, sorry, like this. Now that we've got this, if we run this code, no error, that means it is fine. Now we are going to call this one because we define it as a new variable. If we call it here now and run this code, see, it gives us all of them that is within that range. See, 49, 30, 57, which is the highest. It will not go beyond 57 because that is the fetching techniques we set. It's giving us a large number of data, which is that 150 that we set up as a loop, because the remaining 3 to 1 has been cut off out of range. Okay? Because don't forget, in our looping techniques, we say you should display what? 150 what? Range. Now, if you count what we have here now, by counting, it starts from 4, 9, this, down to 146. Those are people within this range of what? Rating. If I say within the range of rating of 47, okay, run this code. You see, the number has what? Also what? The column has changed. It's before it started from 4, right? Now it has started from what? 9. Now, to get rid of all this list of data, it is too much. let's just say we need only 20 or 12. Okay, sorry, because I'm supposed to use dot head. Okay, they will not pass 12 inside it. Okay, you see, we can only have list of data 12. We have first company name, Gigotech, employee job title, data scientist. Okay, now we have a job location. Okay, we have a applicant, Philip. We have a salary which is allocated to Philip is $10,000. Okay, we have another person. You see their salary at the way it ranges. Okay. Now that we have this, we've successfully implement the use of rating. Okay. What about we are trying to set rating? We have to set up 2 attributes. Okay. Yes, we can define another techniques whereby we say, okay, we need user who are in London, all the applicants who are in London, that's the staff in London. We are defining a variable London, which is equals to full data, which is our variable container, dot query, and now we are passing it to what? Now, where is our location here? Look at it. We have employee location. So in this employee location, we are going to do the same thing like we did before. So double quotation, we'll put it here. Now, we now say equals to. Now we are telling Python that from this location, call employee location, wherever this employee location is equals to London, get me all of them. Okay? Do we have London here? Yes, we have London here. Get me all the applicants who are in London. Okay, now if we come here, we now say, okay, staff in London dot head display for us. You see, it will pick all the applicants who reside in London. Okay, these are the applicants: Martins, Bob, and Alice. Don't be surprised if you are seeing Martins, because it's not only one person that bears Martin in this whole world, and not only one person that bears Bob. So it could be different Martins, okay? And if you look at their job, what is it called? Their job title. We have a web developer. This Martin is web developer. This also Martin is also a Python programmer. The other Martin is also a researcher and engineer, a research engineer, okay? So there are different Martins here, okay? Now that we've got that, which other way can we pass another attribute? To this attribute that we already got here. Now, if you look at their salary rating, okay, it is 233, 132, 128, 135, and the list here is 24. We can pass more argument, okay, to this query. We can say, and where employee rating, this same rating, okay, where this employee rating, like we have here, okay, and where employee rating, this is a user rating. Where user rating, okay, where user rating is less than equals to 45. If we run this code here, how will it look like? You see them? All of them have shown. Okay? All of them have shown. Now, this query is not doing it exact pattern that I expected. Because if you look at it now, their job location has vary. Though it's okay, it's not bad, because we are featuring it based on rating. Now, it's giving priority to this last argument. Okay? It's giving priority to this last argument. Okay? That is why you see that it filtered this one, that it will not go, the rating should be between the range of highest 47, okay, and it should be less than 47. Okay, now that is that on that graph. What else can we do? We are exploring this data. Remember, we imported a lot of libraries here. We have used this Panda, we have used NumPy, we have used random, we have not used ROE, we have not used collection. So let's make use of collection and ROE. Now, where do we use collection? Okay, remember when we import collection, we say from collection import counter. This counter is what we are going to use as our function name. I will come here as a counter, okay, open a bracket, put double quotation, a single quotation here, spaces. Now we have spaces, that's okay. We want to join method, okay. If you don't know what join method is in Python, I urge you to watch my previous video, okay. And you can, on the comment section, don't forget to comment and ask your question. Now we have our data container name is what? Full data. We have full data, and this full data, we want to count the number of people or applicants who are applying for what? This kind of job nature. Okay, what is the number of applicants or all these professionals who are engaged in internship, full-time, remote job? We want to count their number. Now that we've been able to pass this job nature here, okay, the next thing we're going to do, we want to use a split function. Say split it. Watch my previous video, you see what split can do. Split this function, pass it to split. And now, since we've been able to pass it to split, then we'll now say dot. Okay, what this dot does is to concatenate. Though it has different functionality from that of append. Okay, append, you more or less like you are trying to carry this person and put it inside this container. Okay, carry this whole data, put it inside this bucket. For instance, carry this clothes or this shoe, put it inside the pocket. So that's what append. I'm giving you a real life scenario. Okay, but concatenation, which is this dot, is like plastering or gumming two things together. Okay, not that one is entering inside one, but you are joining them together, like chain them together. So that is what this dot does. Okay, we are using this dot, but now we are going to use one function called most common. Okay, Python has a function called most common. Most common job nature, let's say 4. Give us the display. You see, it's a remote job. 45 applicants are engaged in remote job. Full-time job, 39 applicants are involved in full-time job. On site, 33 applicants are involved. Internship also have what? 33. Now you see the power of what? Counter tool. It's more or less like featuring the data, give us a detail, a cumulative sum, yes. Give us the cumulative total of people who are engaged in a particular what? Area. Okay? So that is what that sum counter does. So far so good, we've been able to what? Make use of all these techniques. This is the part 1 of this video. You remember I said we are the one who what? Had coded this data. We didn't pick Excel data, we didn't use CSV data. We generate this data from the first stage. We generated this data, we pass it to, we generate country, we generate job title, and every of this data, we generated them. We've been able to pass them down. We've been able to filter, we're able to do some other techniques. In the part 2 of this video, it's going to be an interesting one, okay? It's going to be an explosive one. I urge you to subscribe to my channel. I urge you to share this video, comment on the comment section, like the video. I remain your humble friend, Joshua. Thank you for your time. So, see you again.